Good morning, Ionson Valley. This is Marie's Kitchen and welcome. Today we're going to do a Belgian recipe. And I don't know if you remember, but when I did my cauliflower au gratin, I did mention Chicon Au Gratin. And Chicon, we call that here in the US, Belgium endive. In France, they call that endive or chicorée. So the process will be kind of easy. You know how to make a bechamel sauce now because we did that with the cauliflower. But in any case, I have to repeat it, so I'll show you how to make the bechamel sauce. And then we're gonna braise, we call that the chicon, the Belgian endive. And that process will be quite a long process, I will say 30 minutes. And then when the chicon are ready, the Belgian endive are ready, we're gonna roll them in some ham and we're gonna cover with the bechamel sauce, and they will go in the oven at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. So let's go and start. We're gonna start first with the Belgian endive. So before I put them in the pan with some olive oil and a little bit of butter, I'm gonna cut them in two. And I keep a little bit of the end so it doesn't break like leaves like that, although I'm gonna cook that because it's so good. I'm gonna eat it. So I have about 5 of them. Belgian endive, it's an expensive vegetable. It's $4.99 a pound, and it's the same price pretty much everywhere in this state. You can find them at Atkinson or Albertson, and they are, I think, a little bit expensive. But I love them so much. It reminds me of my country where I grew up, and it was definitely one of my favorite dishes. And you can serve that with mashed potatoes. They are delicious because the vegetable inside, you have meat, who is the ham, and I'm using deluxe ham. That's the longest slice that I could find. I used to buy the French ham at Christina, but everybody knows in the valley she's gone now, and that's the French ham. So this is the first step. I cut my Belgian endive in two, and now we are gonna cook them in the skillet for about 30 minutes. And I'll show you the progress and the process of that cooking. And then in the meantime, when they are cooking, I'm gonna do the bechamel sauce. And then after 30 minutes, we are gonna roll the Belgian endive in the ham. So here we go, let's start. All right, let's cooking. First step, the Belgian endive. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Maybe if I turn on my skillet, I'm gonna start with high just to, and then maybe a little bit of butter, not much. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put my Belgian endive face down, face up, it doesn't matter. Eventually we are gonna turn them and start cooking them. Like I said earlier, this is gonna be the longest process. It's about 25 to 30 minutes. But let me tell you, it's worth it. It's so delicious. And I told you earlier too, this was one of my favorite dish when I was growing up in Belgium. Actually, each time I go back to Belgium, my sister always makes them for me. They're so delicious. So you don't have to, but I love garlic. It's not a secret, love, love, love garlic. So I minced a clove of garlic, and I'm gonna put the garlic inside just because I love the taste. You don't have to, it doesn't call for it. But in my recipe, I do put some salt, a little bit of salt all around, pepper. We can always fix the seasoning, so salt and pepper. Let them, I can hear it singing a little bit. We're gonna add a lot of water in this recipe. You'll see, I will pour water. But right now I'm just making sure that they are getting the juice of the oil, a little bit of butter, salt and pepper, and then I'm gonna start putting water. And I'm gonna leave my heat on high. So I'm gonna put some water, cover, and I'm gonna do this process quite a bit. But I like to put the water a little bit at a time. In the meantime, what we're gonna do the bechamel sauce, and you should know by now how to make that. So turn on my heat. I'm gonna put on medium high. This is about 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna let that melt. Then I'm gonna put my flour. All right, so now my butter melt. I'm gonna put it on very low. So this is it, it's just the butter. I'm gonna put, let's see, I'm gonna start with 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna put 3 tablespoons of flour. There it goes. And now we have what we call the roux, R-O-U-X. There it is, like that. So now I'm gonna start pouring the milk. And a little bit at a time. You know, the bechamel sauce, it's so easy to make. Very, very easy. In the meantime, my Belgian endive are doing what they're doing best, cooking slowly but surely. And I keep an eye on that because the water evaporates fast. So we want to make sure that there is always water, because that's what the water with the steam is going to make the Belgian endive cooked. All right, this is my bechamel getting there. So easy to make a bechamel. This is going to be the last process. I had 20 ounces of milk. I'll tell you how many. So I had 2 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, and so far I have 10 ounces of milk. The Belgian endive, it's, I think, one of the hardest vegetable to grow because it takes 2 processes. It goes underneath, then you have the chicorée coming out. It's a long process. I think it's about, before you get the endive coming up, it's 150 days. And then you have to let grow the endive. And you can find a lot of growing farmer who grow endive in California, I believe, Florida, and Arizona. And you can tell those are hot states. Now I'm gonna season it. Pepper, salt, nice pinch of salt, and my nutmeg, of course. Because just I like nutmeg. Ah. All right, bechamel sauce is ready. Look at that. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move this back here. Now we have the Belgian endive cooked, braised. Look at the color, it's caramelized. Still have my my garlic because I love garlic. So now we are gonna take the Belgian endive cooked, and we are gonna roll the Belgian endive into the ham, stick in the oven for about 15 minutes, and I forgot to mention that I preheat the oven for at 400 degrees. So, and I pour the water 4 to 5 times. So this is the beautiful result you have. And let's put those Belgian endive into the ham. The Belgian endive and the bechamel sauce. Maybe I'll have my little gizmo here. Love it. So this is the process of, let me just make sure the camera can. So this is the way I do it. So sometimes I just do a little bit inside of bechamel. Then you take 1 Belgian endive, put it in the middle, and just roll them. There. And then you're gonna place them in this dish is so good. If you want to impress people, just do that dish. You will love it. And now we are gonna do, they're hot. Maybe I should have used my tongue there. And you do the process for so I don't know if I mentioned, this is what we call deluxe ham. And I find this one at Albertson, but I'm sure if you ask Atkinson, your butcher, they will do it for you. I know Atkinson Ketchum does it. Anything you want, they'll find it for you. And I have a little bit of Belgian endive left. That will be my lunch for sure, or dinner, whatever. Can I put it? Yeah, I can stick it there. Yep. And now you just pour, just like in the cauliflower, you pour your bechamel sauce right here. Up. Use the spatula. You don't want to lose any of that. So it's more on the thick side, my bechamel sauce. I wouldn't mind to have a little bit, so I should have, if I wanted a little bit more liquid, I should have put a little bit more of milk, but this will work just fine. And the last touch will be the gruyere. I don't want to lose anything. Put it there. And one for me. So good. And then the gruyere. And like I say, for the cauliflower, you can also use Emmental, Comté, as long as it's Gruyere family. And this will do. All right, now I'm gonna stick it in the preheat 400 degrees oven for about 15 minutes. So I'm gonna put it there and then we'll be back. So let me just, and we will see you right back. All right, see, this is what you have after, ooh, it's still bubbling, yum, yum. What you have after 15 minutes of cooking at 400 degrees, and I did add a minute in the broil, and you have this little crust. And now, the moment of truth, you know me and tasting. So we're gonna taste, and let's see, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take one, look at this, oh my gosh, this is so good. And there it goes. But I want a little bit of juice. Sorry, I was not prepared. I'm gonna grab a spoon to put, so with the, I mentioned earlier that I served that with mashed potatoes and you put the sauce on top. Oh my gosh, it's like, it's better than gravy. And I'm gonna put that, it's really hot. It just came out of the oven. I'm gonna put, so if you want, you just do a little bit of parsley on top. And now we are gonna taste. Yum, yum. It's hot, so I have to be careful. So you have the Belgian endive here, roll in the ham with the bechamel sauce. Let's put a little bit. I think I'm gonna wait because even if I'm gluten, I have to be careful. So it's really, really hot. Yep. Perfect. Always a winner. Always a winner. So, like I always say, cooking is love for me. Eat local, buy local, take care of each other, share a meal between friends and family. And until next time, au revoir.